Hey, welcome back to Assembly Hall for another episode of Inside Indiana Overtime. Alex McCarthy, John Bauernfein from Inside Indiana, and we just watched Indiana score the most points it scored in 2 decades. They beat Mississippi Valley State 116 to 65 in, I guess, the first game, the first actual regular season game of the season. Shoot the heck out of the ball. Everyone who played, every IU player who played scored. James Blackman on top. I guess there's so many things to talk about offensively. John, what stood out to you?
Well, they shot 66.1% from the field. Before I go further, I will say Nate Ritchie did not score.
Oh, he didn't score.
No. Oh, yeah, he did.
See?
Sorry.
There we go. So everyone who played did score.
66.1% from the field. Like Alex said, most points since December 10th, 1993 against Tennessee Tech when they scored 117 points in that win. James Blackman Jr. led the game, had a game-high 25 points, shot 7 for 10 from the field, and that was the most points for a freshman in his first career game since Eric Gordon in 2007 when he had 33 points against Chattanooga. Total offensive onslaught. I forget how much they were leading at half, but
23 maybe.
Two and a half minutes into the second half, they had doubled Mississippi Valley State's score, 66-33, and the offense looked really good. Like that's
yeah. I mean, it looks like everything that it's been billed to be. We've been told that this team is going to shoot the ball like crazy. They have so many more shooters this year than last year, and tonight, Blackman hits 3 threes. Nick Zeisloff hit 3 threes, and I think like 6 players hit threes. I mean, they hit from all over the place. Hunter Perea had a really good game. I thought on both ends of the court. He again was able to stay out of foul trouble, and he almost had a double-double. I think he had like 9 rebounds at halftime. I mean, he had a huge first half dominance.
12 rebounds, 9 points, but missed 4 free throws. So
yeah, not perfect.
Basically had a double-double.
Yeah, more or less. He didn't play too much in the second half because he didn't really need to. He played 21 minutes, which is still a career high. It just isn't as much as he played in the exhibition games, basically just because he didn't need to tonight. And it felt a lot like an exhibition game where everyone got in, the game was over in a hurry. Obviously everything wasn't perfect. It's still an early season game with a very, very young team. They turned the ball over, I think 13 times in the first half. But then really, really cracked down on it in the second half. I think in the first 15 minutes they only committed 2 turnovers, which is, if that can become the norm instead of the first half of 13 turnovers, this team is going to be, an even better offensive juggernaut. Really.
Yeah, in the first half with the 13 turnovers, it looked a lot like last year's team, which just seemed to always, get double-digit turnovers, and I think they averaged like over 15 last year or something.
Okay, yeah.
But no, they looked. In the second half, they handled the ball really well, and outside of obviously the 116 points and the 66.1% shooting from the field, one of my bigger takeaways was that pretty much everyone can not only handle the ball but can score on their own. And whereas last year's team, that was basically just Yogi doing that, and then sometimes Vonleh could create, but when he had 2 and 3 people on him, it was tough. But Rob Johnson looked really good again tonight. 5 assists, game high, or tie for game high with Yogi, who also had 5. Obviously, there's Blackman. Zeisloff can create for himself. There's a few other players. And yeah, I mean, that's, really helpful if it's not just one person like Yogi.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you mentioned Johnson. It's shocking because he's very, very small in person, especially. But it's shocking to me how well he rebounds and how well he can kind of find space inside and slash to the basket. He was 5 for 7 tonight. And really, it's 7 rebounds.
7 rebounds.
He was very impressive. As was Max Hotzel. I thought almost quietly it seemed like Max Hotzel had a huge night. Well, I mean, a pretty big night. He had 19 points and 9 rebounds. Darn close to a double-double. And he was actually bringing the ball up for a little bit there and just kind of trying stuff out because again, this kind of felt like an exhibition game where. Heck, Max Hotzel's running the point. They just kind of were trying a few new things out. Ryan Burton, the walk-on transfer, played a lot as I think 13 minutes or something at the 5. Kind of when Perea was going out, and he actually played fairly well, I thought, and is getting more and more confident, he was saying, and Coach Green was saying after the game. So it appears that he's, I guess, kind of the backup-ish for Perea, even though that'll be kind of a job by committee,
Yeah,
I
it would
assume.
seem like that as of now.
Yeah, they're just going to cycle people through when Holt and Williams get back from their suspensions in 2 games. Then I assume we're going to see them in the mix there.
And don't forget about Jeremiah April, who played for the first time this season. He didn't play in the exhibition games or in the games of Canada. But he, 2 points, nice step back jumper.
Yeah.
He was cleared, so today was the first day he was cleared to play, and he did.
Yeah, I was very surprised to see that.
He didn't really look limited at all. Either.
No, he looked fine. And obviously, it's not like he was inside banging against some really big guys inside, but still, I mean, the fact that he's out there, that he's running, that he's doing full contact. I mean, one of the first possessions he was in, he was battling for a rebound and just didn't look. I don't know. He didn't look hesitant. He didn't look. It's not like he was limping or shying away from guys. So I was really impressed by that. 9 minutes is 9 minutes more than I expected to see out of April for a while now, and I think this team is finally getting healthy. Max Hotzel and Colin Hartman both seemed like they were 100% full go tonight. They were on a minute limit in the final exhibition game, but both of them looked, very smooth, very comfortable in the game. And Hartman, again, he had kind of a big game in the last exhibition game. But tonight he was getting rebounds. He was making really, really nice passes. So he's, maybe a guy that a lot of people maybe overlooked, who might play kind of a larger role on this team than we might expect. But we're going to find out more, obviously, about this team when they're back to full strength with Williams, Stan Robinson, Emmett Holt are able to come back and play. But that won't be next game, which is Monday at 6. But that'll be an interesting one in itself, where Mike Davis is coming back to Bloomington as the head coach of Texas Southern. It's a 6 p.m. tip right here. We'll be here, obviously, as we always are. And so I guess you'll see us then. Until then, Indiana 116, Mississippi Valley State 65. For John Bauernfeind, I'm Alice McCarthy, and you guys have a good night.